Arman Tsarukyan says he'd maul Ilia Topuria if they ever fought, but the champ isn't having it. Now, things are getting personal. What started as trash talk might just explode into the UFC's next all-out war. In the aftermath of UFC 317, where Ilia Topuria knocked out Charles Oliveira to claim the UFC lightweight title, Arman Tsarukyan stirred the pot by downplaying Topuria's performance. In an interview with the New York Post, Tsarukyan bluntly stated that if they fought, he would take him down, hold him, and just maul him. He emphasized that Topuria is only good at one thing, boxing, and lacks the versatility needed to compete with elite grapplers like himself. Tsarukyan's comments imply that Topuria is a one-dimensional striker who would struggle against high-level wrestling and ground control. He even referenced Topuria's past featherweight fights to point out areas where he believed the champion has clear weaknesses. This public dismissal of Topuria's skill set has added fuel to an already heated division and could potentially build up a future title clash with real animosity. If you're loving these daily UFC updates and behind-the-scenes drama, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed to MMA Thread. We drop 3 fresh updates every single day. Ilia Topuria did not stay silent after hearing Arman Tsarukyan's dismissive remarks. In a fiery interview with ABC Spain, the newly crowned lightweight champion clapped back hard, labeling Tsarukyan a total jerk. Topuria took particular offense to the claim that he was one-dimensional and lacking ground skills, and he wasted no time in flipping the narrative back on Tsarukyan. Topuria pointed out Tsarukyan's own shortcomings in his fight against Charles Oliveira. Ironically, the same fighter Topuria had just knocked out in dominant fashion. He mocked Tsarukyan for repeatedly failing to finish Oliveira, despite being in multiple dominant grappling positions during the bout. How many times was he on the verge of submitting him and still couldn't finish? Topuria asked rhetorically, suggesting that Tsarukyan's grappling credentials are overrated and lack the killer instinct required to close the deal. By firing back with confidence and pointing to his own proven knockout power and championship mentality, Topuria dismissed the idea that he'd be overwhelmed on the ground. Instead, he boldly claimed, "I can assure you I'll finish Arman Tsarukyan." His tone made it clear that he sees Tsarukyan as nothing more than another loud contender who hasn't earned the right to challenge him. This exchange isn't just a war of words. It's beginning to lay the groundwork for a potentially explosive title fight fueled by personal animosity. While Tsarukyan may still need another win to cement his shot, Topuria's fierce response signals that he's more than willing to settle things in the cage, on his terms. Despite Ilia Topuria's dominant knockout of Charles Oliveira at UFC 317 and his sharp rise to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings, the path forward for his first title defense is far from clear. The UFC lightweight division is stacked with high-profile contenders, and tensions are rising as multiple names vie for a shot at the belt, including Arman Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje, and Paddy Pimblett. Tsarukyan was originally slated to face Islam Makhachev for the title at UFC 311, but a back injury forced him out. Since then, he's remained sidelined and hasn't been rebooked, putting his claim to a title shot on shaky ground. On the other hand, Paddy Pimblett's face-off with Topuria immediately after UFC 317 has sparked rumors that the UFC may fast-track Pimblett into a title fight, driven more by marketability than rankings, a move that's frustrated fans and fighters alike, especially Tsarukyan. Meanwhile, Topuria's historic win didn't come without controversy. At the ceremonial weigh-in for UFC 317, confusion erupted when Topuria's weight was initially read as 155.5 pounds, which is half a pound over the championship limit. For a brief moment, it seemed like he might not be eligible to fight for the title. However, a Nevada State Athletic Commission official quickly corrected the reading and announced that Topuria had indeed made championship weight. This awkward moment led to speculation and accusations online that something shady had occurred. Veteran referee and analyst John McCarthy later addressed the incident, stating that he doesn't believe Topuria cheated or missed weight. He clarified that confusion sometimes happens with scale calibration and timing at ceremonial weigh-ins. Importantly, Topuria has never missed weight in his UFC career, and the UFC hasn't raised any concerns officially. Still, the controversy added an unexpected wrinkle to what should have been a flawless championship coronation. Now, with questions swirling about his next opponent, injury-prone contenders, and weigh-in skepticism, Topuria stands at the center of a chaotic but intriguing title picture. UFC CEO Dana White has yet to commit to a definitive matchup, and until he does, the verbal jabs between Topuria, Tsarukyan, and others will likely continue heating up and building hype for what's next in one of the UFC's most competitive divisions. Who do you want Topuria to defend his belt against first? Pimblett, Gaethje, or Tsarukyan? Drop your picks in the comments and hit subscribe so you never miss a beat in the lightweight chaos. MMA Threads got you covered 3 times a day.